Haijiang Dream Enlightenment, Zhu Ming's New Voyage of the Ming Dynasty. Chapter 1, The Trials of the Immortals. In the early years of the Ming Dynasty, when the world was in turmoil, Zhu Ming, an ordinary teenager who was originally just a small town in the south of the Yangtze River, was selected by a group of immortals who claimed to be celestial idlers in a strange and mysterious incident, and abandoned in a desolate small fishing village, present-day Singapore. You will create a future here, relying on your own hard work and rewriting your destiny. The only gift left by the immortals, an ancient scroll called the Secret Book of the Apocalypse, which contains a cheat weapon beyond the imagination of ordinary people, allowing Zhu Ming to foresee the future and grasp the right time and place. The voice of the fairy echoed in his ears, "The age of discovery, it is up to you to unveil it, the splendor of the new route is spread out by you." Zhu Ming looked at the endless ocean and knew that this was a challenge of fate. Chapter 2 The Dawn of the Fishing Village. Singapore used to be just a small fishing village surrounded by jungle, and its inhabitants lived a simple and difficult life. Armed with the wisdom of the mystical codex, Zhu Ming began to improve fishing gear, build sturdier boats, and instruct villagers to use the tides and wind direction to fish. He befriended the local chieftain, Lin Qinglan, a wise and resolute fisherwoman, and the two worked together to make the fishing village prosperous. The reputation of the fishing village grew, attracting merchant ships and immigrants from the southeastern coast of the Ming Dynasty, bringing life to Singapore. Chapter 3 Encounters with a Wizard of Navigation. With the development of the fishing village, Zhu Ming is eager to sail and explore and open the door to the unknown. He met the Persian seafaring wizard Ashok, a man who was well versed in astrology and navigation. The two hit it off and became partners. Ashok brought with him Western and Arab seafaring knowledge, which complemented Zhu Ming's secret texts, and made them feel like fish in water on the sea. Chapter 4 The Inaugural Voyage Storm. When ready, Zhu Ming led the first fleet to set off, with the goal of opening a new route to the New World. During the voyage, they encountered a violent storm and the fleet was in danger. Zhu Ming relied on his ability to foresee the future in the mystical texts to guide the crew to avoid reefs and headwinds and successfully survive the crisis. The storm taught him the importance of mastering the laws of nature and brought the fleet closer together. Chapter 5 The Rise of Maritime Business Alliances. Through many voyages, Zhu Ming established a network of transoceanic trade, forming alliances with merchants from Southeast Asia, the Middle East, and even Africa. He founded the Haijiang Business Alliance to unify trade routes and trade rules, making Singapore an important hub for exchanges between the East and the West. The core figures of the business alliance include the adventurous Indian Ocean merchant Charuf, the brilliant Fujian strategist Cai Suance, and the brave and fearless Dutch sailor Erwin. Chapter 6 The Ambition of Colonizing the New Continent. As his business network expanded, Zhu Ming set his sights on a new unexplored continent, a mysterious island on the other side of the Atlantic. He led an expedition to land in the area, facing unknown beasts, indigenous tribes, and a harsh climate. Zhu Ming used the wisdom of the mystical archive and the seafaring experience of Ashok to successfully establish his first overseas base. This new city was named after the Ming capital and became the starting point of the Ming dynasty's overseas colonization. Chapter 7 The Changing Diplomatic Situation. The establishment of the Ming capital aroused the covetousness of the major forces. Spain, Portugal, and other European powers sent fleets to try to seize territory. Zhu Ming skillfully used diplomatic strategy and military defense to unite the local indigenous peoples to resolve one crisis after another. This diplomatic storm tested Zhu Ming's wisdom and courage, and also consolidated the foundation of the Ming dynasty's overseas power. Chapter 8 The Awakening of Mysterious Powers. In the depths of the Ming capital, Zhu Ming accidentally discovered an ancient ruin, which was sealed with a mysterious power, the Sea Soul. This force seems to be inseparable from the mystical codex, capable of influencing the weather and even changing the fate of the voyage. Zhu Ming began to explore the mysteries of this power, trying to use it to protect his home in the new world. Chapter 9, The Traitor's Conspiracy. However, by Zhu Ming's side, there was danger lurking. Cai Suans was dissatisfied with Zhu Ming's growing power, and secretly united with European forces, planning to seize the power of the secret archive and the Sea Soul. The rebellion caused a violent upheaval within the Ming capital, and Zhu Ming and his loyal companions were in a desperate situation. Zhu Ming relied on his wisdom and conviction to defuse the rebellion, and in the turmoil, he better understood the true meaning of power and trust. Chapter 10 The Brilliant Overseas Ming Kingdom. After the baptism of wind and rain, Zhu Ming established a solid overseas Ming kingdom, integrating Singapore and the New World into one, forming a diverse and prosperous maritime kingdom. He built ports, promoted educational and scientific and technological exchanges, and created a glorious era belonging to the Ming Dynasty. Zhu Ming looked back at all this with a lot of emotion. From a teenager abandoned by the gods to the lord of the sea frontier, everything stems from the secret book of the apocalypse and a heart that will never give up. Chapter 11, The Clash of Outweets and Gunpowder. The overseas Ming kingdom began to take shape, and Zhu Ming knew that it was difficult to defend the territory for a long time by relying only on commerce and diplomacy, and it was necessary to master a strong military force. He recruited military experts from many countries, especially Hudar, the blade general from the Mongolian steppe. Hudar brought with him the secret techniques of cavalry tactics and the use of gunpowder. Zhu Ming combined the gunpowder technology of the Ming dynasty to develop a new type of artillery and trebuchet, which greatly increased the combat effectiveness of the overseas Ming army and became an iron wall on the sea in the eyes of all forces. Chapter 12, The Pirate Storm. The rapid rise of the emerging overseas Ming kingdom attracted the covetousness of pirates. The pirate group led by the leader of the Blackbeard pirates, Red Fang, ran amok in the South China Sea, plundering merchant ships and posing a serious threat to the security of trade. Zhu Ming personally led the fleet to attack, and after many sea chases and fierce battles, he finally wiped out Xia and his pirate group. This victory not only strengthened the security of the maritime frontier, but also greatly boosted the morale of overseas residents. Chapter 13, Another Page of the Secret Book of the Heavenly Apocalypse. Zhu Ming continued to study the secret book of the Apocalypse, and stumbled upon the future chapter hidden in it, revealing a deeper understanding of the secret art of navigation and the geography of the continent. The mystical texts foretell that in the mysterious continent far away in the west, there are powers and treasures that can change the pattern of the world. To this end, Zhu Ming decided to lead an elite expedition team through the stormy waves and head towards the unknown western continent. Chapter 14, The Mysterious Continent of the West. After months of arduous voyages, the expedition finally reached the legendary western continent. They found that the area was rich in natural resources, rich in ecology, and that the indigenous tribes had unique cultures and skills. Zhu Ming respected local customs and negotiated peace with the tribal leader Alexa to establish friendly relations. With the opening of trade exchanges, the influence of the Ming capital gradually expanded, and the western continent became the second cornerstone of the Ming dynasty's overseas. Chapter 15 The Shadow of the Ming Dynasty. While the overseas Ming kingdom is thriving, there is a hidden crisis inside. Some members of the business alliance began to fight among themselves due to entanglement of interests, and some even secretly colluded with foreign enemies. Zhu Ming sensed the crisis and secretly sent his henchman Cai Shuer to investigate. Cai Shuer is a resourceful female strategist from Jiangnan, and her discovery shocks Zhu Ming. It turns out that there are forces planning to overthrow Zhu Ming's rule. Chapter 16, The Challenge of the Demons. The struggle for power made Zhu Ming confused, and his past dreams seemed to be overwhelmed by reality. One night, he landed on the shore alone, looking at the stars and thinking about the future. The mysterious secret book of the apocalypse shines again, reflecting the shadow and hope in Zhu Ming's heart. Zhu Ming understands that only by sticking to his original intention can he continue to lead Ming to a more brilliant future. Chapter 17, The Symphony of the End. Internal and external storms swept in, rebellions broke out, foreign enemies invaded, and Zhu Ming and his allies fought hard. After many fierce battles, Zhu Ming exerted extraordinary wisdom and courage to lead the people of Ming to a decisive victory. The overseas Ming kingdom has completed its transformation in the crisis and has become a maritime power that truly stands on top of the world. Chapter 18, The Shadow of the Holy Fire Order. With the rise of the overseas Ming kingdom on the world stage, an ancient and mysterious force has surfaced, the Holy Fire Order. The order embraced prophecies from ancient Western civilizations, claiming that the rulers of the New World could only be ruled by the chosen bloodline, and regarded Zhu Ming as a heretic. They secretly instigated a rebellion among tribes on the Western continent, and even tried to seize the Apocalypse secret book to rewrite the future. Zhu Ming discovered that he was inextricably linked to this order. The leader of the order, Solio Styx, was Zhu Ming's father's sworn brother in the West. Chapter 19, The Oath and the Rupture of the Aliens. Zhu Ming did not want to start another war, so he sent Lin Qinglan and Ashik to negotiate peace with the Holy Fire Order. The initial negotiations went smoothly and the two sides signed the Star Oath. But he didn't expect that the oath was just a cover-up, and Stygian had already sent assassins to infiltrate the Ming capital, wanting to seize the Eye of the Future, the core page of the secret book of the Apocalypse. Zhu Ming set up a plot to wipe out the assassins, and found out that the Holy Fire Order was planning to launch a global holy war to completely destroy the Ming civilization. This is no longer a competition of civilizations, but a desperate confrontation of faith. Zhu Ming said in a deep voice in the meeting. Chapter 20, The Final Showdown, The Battle of the Burning Sky. With a decisive battle imminent, Zhu Ming gathered the Ming dynasty and Western allies to form an alliance to start the Battle of the Burning Sky. A three-way melee broke out between the two sides in the Sunset Sea south of the South Seas. Styx led the strongest warriors of the order, setting fire and thunder into the sky, causing stormy waves. Zhu Ming personally drove the main ship of the Dragon's Tooth into the enemy formation and launched a fateful duel with the Stygian. In the end, when Ashik protected his life and Lin Qinglan pierced the flame with a sword, Zhu Ming closed the last page of the secret book of the Apocalypse and released the light of the Apocalypse that had been sealed for thousands of years, completely purifying the black flame of the order. The order is destroyed, the war of the burning heavens is over, and the whole world is at peace again. Chapter 21, The Choice of the Returnees. After the war, Zhu Ming stood at the pier of the old fishing village where he landed for the first time, and he was no longer the boy who was abandoned by the gods. He refused to be the emperor and chose to hand over the Ming kingdom to the Council for Governance, and since then he has retired. Akshik's son, Nefer, became a new generation of navigator marshals, while Lin Qinglan established the Xingai Academy to teach multinational cultures and nautical charts. The last time Zhu Ming opened the secret book of the Apocalypse, it had turned into a blank book. The fairy voice whispered in his ear, "Destiny has been rewritten by you." Final chapter, Books of Letters, Dreams of Dreams. Many years later, the overseas Ming dynasty has become the world's most powerful civilization center. From Singapore to Mingdu, from the South Seas to the West Coast, merchant ships are like shuttles and scholars gather. The children sang the story of Zhu Ming and called him the father of star flight. And in the deepest part of Xingai Academy, a wordless book is quietly placed, and it is said that it will only be open to those who are truly willing to change the world. Postscript. Destiny is never given, but written by oneself. Zhu Ming. This is a story of transformation and hope. From a barren fishing village to a country that dominates the sea and the stars, Ming has used wisdom, courage, and faith to create a new route for human civilization. He was not a god or a king, but he became a man who changed the times.